It's radio on TV. It's Sun FM TV. Zambia's first visual radio on air on Topstar Channel 91. Download Sun FM Zambia app and watch live TV. Watch live TV on sunfmzambia.net. Follow us on Twitter at Sun FM Zambia. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch live shows and podcasts. Everyone is not just listening. Now everyone is watching.
The news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of our Midday News. We take a look at the stories making headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema underscores Zambia's high debt levels to have previously hindered the country's ability to attract investors and meaningful investment. Central Province Permanent Secretary backs Northwestern Province as key driver of Zambia's GDP growth by 2030 through sustained economic growth. Higher Education Authority Director General calls for the need to uphold a sanitized and constructive public policy discourse free from bitterness, fraud, and insignificance. Senegal women's national team coach praises Copper Queens on the electrifying 3-2 victory in the Total Energies Women Africa Cup of Nations Group A clash in Mombasa.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
With the details, my name is Mwema Shanshima. President Hakainde Hichilema has emphasized the importance of utilizing revenues generated from acquired businesses strictly for their intended purposes. Speaking during a meeting with the ZNBC board chairperson at State House, President Hichilema advised the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation ZNBC to draw lessons from the New Dawn administration's approach to debt restructuring. He noted that strategic and transparent financial management is key to restoring institutional sustainability and ensuring resources contribute meaningfully to national development. President Hakainde Hichilema has underscored that Zambia's high debt levels had previously hindered the country's ability to attract investors and meaningful investment. He explained that the New Dawn administration has taken deliberate steps to restructure Zambia's debt with the aim of restoring investor confidence and changing the narrative around Zambia's economic outlook. He emphasized that responsible fiscal management is central to unlocking investment potential and steering the country towards sustainable development. President Hichilema has since advised the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation ZNBC to adopt the financial discipline and restructuring principles championed by the New Dawn administration. President Hichilema stressed that state-owned enterprises, including ZNBC, must ensure revenues are used strictly for their intended purposes and operate with transparency and accountability to support national development.
This is a very difficult situation. I know most citizens don't really appreciate the difficulty in which we were as a country. We were basically bankrupt, literally bankrupt. We could not attract investors. We could not access funding, and that debt restructuring we did is of great importance to the country. The changes you're seeing now, the interest in the mining sector, the interest in energy following the drought, and in other areas is as a result, amongst other reasons, the ability by this government to achieve debt restructuring, 95%. We still have a residual 5% to work through. But we also have plans to basically deal with the debt in a decisive way. I'm talking of residual debt.
Meanwhile, ZNBC board chairperson Bishop George Kazila has acknowledged a series of operational challenges facing the national broadcaster. He noted that the corporation continues to struggle with historic debt, which he hopes will be resolved soon. Bishop Kajila also pointed out that outdated equipment and persistent transport difficulties remain major obstacles to ZNBC's efficiency. Despite these challenges, he commended the broadcaster's commitment to ensuring consistent content, delivering from limited resources, underscoring the resilience and adaptability of its staff.
Have been very, very helpful indeed. We have been interacting. So the challenges that we are having, Mr. President, we found historic debts, some of them quite huge, and we have been reaching out to the parent ministry and also to the office of the secretary to the cabinet, who have also been very, very helpful indeed. We are hoping, praying that these historic debts, if they can be removed from our books in one way or another. The other challenges, Mr. President, that we have found is equipment. Not all equipment are up to date.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Melna Mwanakampwe has affirmed that Northwestern Province holds great potential to significantly boost Zambia's gross domestic product through sustained economic growth by the year 2030. Speaking to the National Agricultural Information Service, Dr. Mwanakampwe also congratulated his counterpart, Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Colonel Grandson Katambi, also with the people of the province for clinching the first prize in the provincial administration category at the recently concluded 59th Zambia International Trade Fair in Ndola. Dr. Mwanakampwe toured the Northwestern Province exhibition stand to appreciate the depth of investment showcased in the region. Adding to this sentiment, Northwestern Province Assistant Planning Director Mwaka Kasitu and Investment Coordinator Christopher Walia said the award is proof of the province's readiness to attract investment across various sectors, particularly with the transformative Lobito Corridor project on the horizon. Meanwhile, Zambia National Farmers Union Vice President for Small-Scale Farmers, Nshuluba Hachipanda Benda, said the recognition signals that farmers in Northwestern Province are embracing agriculture as a viable business enterprise. This year's trade fair was held under the theme Enhancing Business Resilience through Innovation and Trade. Higher Education Authority Director General Professor Kajila Chisembe has emphasized the need to uphold a sanitized and constructive public policy discourse free from bitterness, fraud, and pettiness. Speaking during the opening of a 3-day workshop at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium, Professor Chisembe called for policy discussions that prioritize the greater good. He underscored that fostering respectful and constructive dialogue is essential for enhancing public trust in the higher education sector and its potential to drive national development. Professor Chisembe highlighted that such discourse can cultivate a culture of collaboration and mutual respect, ultimately benefiting the education system and the broader Zambian society. He stressed that policy debates should remain professional, steering clear of narrow political interests and personal agendas. In addition, Professor Chisembe urged institutions of higher learning to adopt merit-based admission practices, explaining that this approach not only preserves high academic standards, but also ensures students are well equipped for academic success and future careers. By prioritizing merit, he said institutions can contribute meaningfully to national progress by fostering critical thinking, innovation, and problem-solving among the youth.
At the moment, public policy discourse in our country is messy and chaotic. At the moment, public policy discourse in our country is messy and it is chaotic. It is punctuated by political hate, steeped in extremist partisan bias. There's a lot of biasness. Issues are skewed, not towards fact, but skewed towards emotion and skewed towards narrow political interests.
Thank you for staying with us. We take a break, and when we return, we have more in sports news.
Ukusefia Pangwena 2025 presents a fundraising gala dinner happening on the 19th of July 2025 at the Garden Court Hotel in Kitwe. Hosted by Mwine Lubemba, Chitumukulu Kanyantamanga II, with guest of honor, the Vice President W.K. Mutalina Lumango. Join us for an evening of glamour and giving back. Enjoy fine dining, live music, and great company. Tickets are available now, starting at 1,000 kwacha ordinary, 2,500 kwacha VIP, and 5,000 kwacha VVIP. Don't miss out. For more information, call 0976 545 226, 0961 205 967, 0977 472 705 to get your tickets now. Ukusefia Pangwena 2025.
Tuchitwale uko bachibashime wechinkolobondo.
And in sports news, Senegal women's national team coach Serenji Sisi has heaped praise on the fighting spirit and quality of the Copper Queens following Zambia's electrifying 3-2 victory in the Total Energy Women's Africa Cup of Nations Group A clash on Tuesday evening in Mohammedia. The result marked Zambia's first ever open play win over Senegal at WAFCON and saw them draw level on points with host Morocco at the top of the group standings. Reflecting on the encounter, Sisi described the match as one of fine margins, suggesting that key individual areas ultimately cost his side despite taking the lead in just the fifth minute. Senegal were unable to contain Zambia's spirited comeback. The Copper Queens showed composure under pressure, with Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundananji leading the charge. Banda equalized minutes after Senegal's opener and went on to score again in the second half, securing a brace and becoming the first Zambian to score in back-to-back WAFCON matches. Although he believed his players deserved at least a point, Sisi made no excuse and extended his congratulations to the Zambian side for their resilience and tactical adaptability throughout the high-intense match. Thank you for watching. On behalf of we take a look at the stories once again making headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema underscores Zambia's high debt levels to have previously hindered the country's ability to attract investors and meaningful investment. Central Province Permanent Secretary backs Northwestern Province as key driver of Zambia's GDP growth by 2030 through sustained economic growth. Higher Education Authority Director General calls for the need to uphold a sanitized and constructive public policy discourse free from bitterness, fraud, and insignificance. Senegal women's national team coach praises Copper Queens on the electrifying 3-2 victory in their Total Energy Women Africa Cup of Nations Group A clash in Mohammedia. Thank you for watching and listening. On behalf of the news crew and entire production team, my name is Mwema Shanshima. Good afternoon.
Sun FM.
It's the FIFA Club World Cup semi-finals.